It is October, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we are back.
Yeah, we are.
And we got
wow.
You see me hit that shit? Y'all see me?
Right on time, bro. Threw you the lob and you slam dunked that much.
Okay, Zion.
Yeah,
good Lord. And we got it might be a new location, but
yeah, it's definitely a better look, a more attractive look.
I mean, we got some room to stretch out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Not really.
No, I mean not you, but you know, Rell and I have some.
Right.
You know, I'm kicking my heels up over here.
You guys are good. You guys are comfy.
We're in for those that are tuning in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
SoundCloud,
Mixcloud, not
any
SoundCloud,
other audio source.
Mixcloud, you're right.
Mixcloud, any other audio source. We appreciate you. And for those on YouTube, you can see we're actually inside the Mag Park, aka Magnolia Park.
Yeah,
Burbank, California. The address is right on the box.
We're right on it.
But first and foremost, MikiDz Podcast episode
15.
Ooh,
I'm trying to say I'm getting my Espanol up.
15 for the
Hey, how many quinceañeras have you done?
None. I won't do them.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, your Spanish credit has got to be solid.
Listen, I won't.
You got some of it from me back in 2005.
I've stopped doing.
Can we have a heart-to-heart after this?
I've stopped doing those, and
Wait.
I've stopped doing weddings.
But wait, if you stop, that means you've done them.
Well, I mean, I've never did one of those, but I'm saying I would never do it because the same reason why I stopped doing weddings. It's too much pressure, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
weddings do have a lot.
It's too much pressure. You know, it's a lot of pressure on the DJ. It's you fuck up someone's birthday,
Yeah.
they get another birthday next year.
Yeah.
I mean, granted,
Well,
you know, this is America and the divorce rate is high.
Yeah, it's like half. So
you know what I'm saying?
chances
But
are they're going to
you
get
never
married
want to
again.
assume you think when someone gets married, that's the only time they're going to get married, and that's their special day. So you don't want to fuck that
Hey,
up.
so I got to ask, have you ever DJ'd the different weddings for the same person?
Oh, no.
Oh no, I haven't. That's actually fucking funny.
He killed my last wedding.
Right? Yeah, you get the same DJ.
I had to run it back.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I told him I'd rebook him.
You're right.
The price is going to double on this one, though. Shit.
I don't even know what you played. But is that the laugh?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're still getting used to this thing. We got this little pad and
Shout out to DJcity, man.
shout out to DJcity,
budget.
man.
They took care of us.
They came with us. The check, the direct deposit hit. So
I still got to get the check. I just went out and got it all. We got to send the invoice in.
hey man, just got to reimburse.
Yeah.
But we got fancy new equipment, brand new microphones, and we appreciate you guys, DJcity.
Yeah.
Yes.
AKA Beat Source.
Yep.
And speaking of Beat Source, I know it's one of our main topics later, but Beat Source is officially in public beta.
Yep.
Beta.
Right?
Beta.
Still
Yep.
beta. It is phase 1 of looks like 3.
Yeah.
And we'll have plenty to talk about that.
Absolutely.
But before that, it's been a cool little week. Rell was on the road.
Yeah, I took some family time. Went to go see the in-laws. The fiance and I drove out to Utah. Beautiful place, you know. I don't know if you guys ever been to Utah before.
What part of Utah?
I was in St. George. I was in.
Sounds white.
It was extremely white.
I mean,
Believe it or not, it was a lot of Asian people.
When you started at Utah, it sounded white.
Yeah, but it was a lot of Asian people.
I was wondering why Rell was in Utah, and then
Hey man,
I mean,
listen, you know,
it's
I like
significant
to get away. I like to do things that's unexpected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little different. You would think, oh, Rell's going on vacation. He gonna go to Atlanta. Nah.
I think
Going to Utah.
shout out DJ Bangarang. I think you two were the only black people in Utah this past weekend.
Hey man, no, you know what? We were not. I saw a couple of black people out there.
Okay.
I saw some interracial couples as well.
And they got a nice little Latin scene over there too.
They do. Yeah, they do. Shout out to
sleeping.
Utah, man. Utah is a beautiful state.
Yeah.
If you've never been there, I never realized how close southern Utah is to LA.
right?
It's only about an hour and a half outside of Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Once we stopped at Vegas and it was like an hour and a change, what you call it, where we went.
That's dope.
Yeah, we went to go see Bryce Canyon, Zion Canyon, did some off-roading. It was dope. Got a time to just step away and really clear the mind and hit the reset button for a second and come back in, and I got a shit ton of gigs coming up the next 2 weeks and shit. So
Dope.
it was good.
Who's more famous, Zion Canyon or Zion Williamson?
Man, Zion Williamson right now.
Dropped 29 tonight.
Man,
Did he?
He's balling,
Yeah.
man.
Lord.
I mean, it was the Bulls.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But they struggled. They only won by like, what, 2 points? 4 points? Something like that? Yeah.
true.
All right.
DangeaZone?
Shoot, I was in Vegas. I did Tao.
Nice.
And Vegas is Vegas. It's always a good time out there. And then I did Aria Vista out in Riverside, and that was fun.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how's that Riverside crowd? Because I know
it's a Latin scene, Latin crowd, but they don't want you to go heavy on Latin.
Yeah,
like we talked about this before.
Those venues exist.
They don't want EDM. They don't want too heavy on the Latin. So just
straight
hip hop, man. Just
telling you,
hip hop remixes, Moombahton, and I think for me, I'm a little spoiled with my past travels. Hospitality is king.
Yeah.
So when I got there, they
that
got the
green
room downstairs.
Oh, nice.
They got like coffee pods. They brought out the cheese tray.
Yeah, they took care of you.
Crackers, berries, nuts. Like we were set. And of course, we got the bottle. So my people were chilling. We were eating good and chilling. So
Who drank the bottle?
Mason.
Hey,
you know Mason will pull up.
You were Riverside?
Sam drunk too.
Mason
Sam came out too?
Hey, man.
Yeah, Sam came out.
She had a little drinker too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Samantha, man.
Yeah, shout out to Sam. She be reposting us.
Man, her reposts are probably my favorite right now.
And she actually listens to the entire episode. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know you left that in there. And
I don't think he realized he left it in there.
No, I did.
No, come on.
I was dying when I heard it. I was dying.
I can't believe you heard
like, why would I pull it out? It's just a fact.
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh.
So
anyway.
Okay, moving on. Your weekend.
Yeah, my weekend. I'm about to cramp from all the laughing already. My weekend was fun. I was at Avenue on Friday.
Dope.
Oh, yeah.
How did that go?
Second time there. Different vibe from the Tuesday. That was kind of industry, but great looking crowd.
Different in a better way, or
the energy that you gotta like build and take them through this journey was actually, I think, a little more fun
on the Friday night.
Yeah, like
okay.
I had to be honest, they're not a little different. I think maybe it was just more my being the second time around. I was willing to take a couple more risks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And like now I've gotten really used to the crowd and being able to say certain things on the mic that'll really engage.
Yeah.
Building up moments, and then I snuck like some like quick like couple rock records.
Dope.
To like sing along to, and
must have been a heavy white crowd, huh?
A little bit, yeah. But like they got a super mixed crowd. You know, it's like it's a combination of really like all of the LA kind of transplants and people who are trying to make it in the scene, as well as super successful people. And I definitely recognized some people that were there, and it was a dope night, man. I had a great time.
Nice.
Shout out to everybody over there. And then other than that, here at Mag. This is actually my full-time gig, for those that don't know. And we just announced our extension of our Topanga location.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. I got you.
We got pads for that now. But Q.
Michael will be filling out.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Michael will be filling out a lot of spreadsheets over there. You know.
Yeah. I got some experience in spreadsheets.
I got it.
I get it. And we're super excited, man. We're getting extending all the way through 2021. And
dope.
I did this whole post earlier today just because it really meant something to me, because growing up in the San Fernando Valley, specifically Arleta, shout out Arleta, gang, being a DJazone. Dainja reps Arleta a little harder because I had to move in to the city a little bit later. But the Topanga Mall, along with being rapped about by Trippie Redd, is also actually like the pinnacle mall in the valley, I would say. Like,
it's actually a dope ass mall. I will say that, moving from the East Coast and coming out here and experience it. I think my first couple of years I was heavy on the Beverly Center,
right?
And then when I first learned about like Northridge and was Fashion Square is trash. And then when I saw Topanga, I was like, oh man, that's the spot. So that's a
and
dope
they got
location,
that outdoor area now,
right?
Too,
yeah.
So the village across the street is also kind of like a mini grove.
It's overall just a dope mall to be at. They got a lot of shit in there.
Yeah,
so.
and they're investing a ton of money into that area and that neighborhood. And the reality is, the main reason people go there is because they have all the luxury stores. And they're the closest location with those luxury stores to Calabasas. Mm-hmm. And as everybody knows, Calabasas is like the hot place to live right now.
Well, fun fact.
Yeah, go ahead.
Night Train ran into Chloe there, right? Yeah. And then he got all his bookings for the Kardashian bookings.
The connection
after running into her there.
Yeah. Shout out to Night Train. I mean, and it's
another
crazy.
Valley boy.
Yeah. Facts.
I thought he knew them since like the younger ones since like high school or something.
I've known he said it on his road episode, but and I forgot this, but apparently he opened for me his first ever nightclub gig. He opened for me at Arena.
Oh wow,
man! Back in the day, and I was like headlining the main room. And that he was probably 16, working him hard.
Is that saying Mickey's old or Night Train's young?
I don't know what that says, but we can move on to the other topic before we get into that.
Well, we started off the pod with somebody's watching me. We didn't get into why we started off the pod.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Instagram today, and everybody could feel a different kind of way, but they deactivated the watch. I guess you could call it the watching activity, but it's really called the followers tab. And you can see what people are liking, following, or doing.
You can't see that shit no more.
Right. Or you could see whose bots are working overnight, like whatever. Like you could see whatever. But they deactivated it, hence us talking about somebody's watching us.
Yeah.
Is no longer a problem.
Man, cheating rates is about to go up. Skyrocket.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Well, the opportunity will go up for some because they're going to try and take advantage of flying under the radar.
Listen, I don't know anything about it. I don't use that feature.
I don't even know how to get to
I've
that.
never used.
Well, first of all, black men don't cheat.
Exactly.
Right.
Shout out Lil Duval. I've never used that feature, but I've heard a plethora of stories of some close friends, having some issues with that feature on Instagram. So,
well, I think it's fair to say if you're in a relationship and your partner does that, I don't think they're psychotic, but I think if you're not, but I think if you're not in a relationship, okay, you are. My bad. I thought you were going for the no, but if you're not in a relationship and you're just doing it because you're bored, like you really have no life. If you're on other people's shit, searching for see what they're liking.
Here's my thing, and I don't have experience cheating, okay, but I'm an intelligent person, and if I were to cheat, and I know that that tab is there, why would I leave a trail?
A trail, yeah.
Because most men don't think with their brains.
I mean, fact, but also in what world? And I, you know what? To our listeners, let me know whose stuff you've liked or commented under and has worked for you to get to girls.
I want to hear stories. Anyone who's ever experienced, using that feature on Instagram and getting in trouble with either their significant other or someone they're dating. I want to hear some stories. If you guys got some stories that that you can share with us, or you willing to share with us, please let us know, man. We'll definitely bring that up.
Yeah, we'd love to know. Plus, I think everything goes down in the DMs.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it really is.
Of course.
And no, never mind. I won't give out the tidbits and tricks to how to find.
Don't do that.
Careful, I'll have people mad at me. Being 2030.
What are we talking about today, gentlemen?
Yeah, what were you talking about today?
We're talking about mixes.
We are
DJ mixes.
So we were having a conversation a couple weeks ago, Dainja and I, and we were kind of bringing up the topic of just as a DJ, your options and where you want to put mixes aren't as kind of obvious as they were before, right? You used to look at SoundCloud as that kind of that option.
For sure.
And then obviously some regulations changed, and I'm not really even experienced in knowing what's acceptable, what's not. And then you got your MixCloud, which has kind of provided another option, but like you can't go back in the mix. You can't scroll through it. Like if you want to catch like a transition, you know, like you can't really do that. I wanted to get your guys' opinions on that, where you guys put your mixes. And of course there's like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But then there's also, I think you see a lot less like mixes from DJs as individuals. Yeah. Yeah, of course you get the Sirius XMs. Shout out to Globalization. I've been a part of it. Dainjazone's currently a part of it. I want to get your point of view on that. Mm-hmm. And then also, you know, there's DJcity has their own podcast, and other places do as well. Mm-hmm. So beyond that side, I really don't see a lot of individual content coming out like we used to. Yeah. And I don't know.
I just remember when we first started DJing, putting out a mix was a very special thing. Like you put a lot of time and thought into your mix, and when you released it, you were just like, you were excited. It was, you know, I imagine similar to like an album release or that's kind of excitement. Yeah. And it was a big deal for your peers to hear your mixes, or if we wanted to hear, like, if we knew Clutch was going to put out a mix, we talked about him. Of course. We were waiting for that mix.
His Valentine's Day mix to this day is like legendary. Game time.
So I think there's just a lost interest in that because there's so much noise out there. I think there are a lot of...
but is there? That's my question, right? Like
a lot of what?
When Dainja said right now, sorry to cut you off. Yeah. When you said there's a lot of noise, right? And maybe you can help me better understand that. Maybe I'm misreading that as there's a lot of content mixes putting out.
I think it's just music content in general, and you also have to remember music's coming out way faster now. Yeah. So when you had a mix, you were like, you probably had some stuff that hasn't been released yet, and that made it like LA Leakers will release a mix, and it was stuff that hasn't been released yet, right? Or they had special versions of it. Yeah. So you've kind of lost that because we all have access to the same stuff, right?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah. So I think that has something to do with a mix not being as special.
I think back in the days when we were coming up, a mix was a great use to network, you know, to promote yourself, you know what I mean, to basically market yourself, you know what I'm saying? If DJs were trying to get into spots or meet with certain people and they never heard you spin before, now they can go on your social media, they can go on, you know, whatever it is that you're expressing your content out. You know, back then we didn't really have that content outside of MySpace, you know what I'm saying?
I think people just care less about how good you are and more about what you bring to the
absolutely
table.
And I think that factor is definitely plays a huge part in it, or a huge role in it. But I think that's why nowadays, because we have the XM radios that's more DJ heavy, you know, a DJ present plays a larger role on the satellite radio. You have, you know, all the playlists. Everybody who has access to, you know, Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that are making their own playlists. So it's like any regular Joe Schmo, no offense, can make a playlist and think that they're a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I think for me personally, if it doesn't have some type of concept or theme to it, it's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? It's like listening to the radio or listening to being in the club and listening to a DJ mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a lot of people are like, you know, they want to be away from that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the theme is a good point, because now it's just like everything is hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you're into house or EDM, like it's just that. So when we were making mixes, there was a special theme to it. Like you had your New York, your 5 boroughs mix. Yeah. And that was a special thing for you. And I mean, did you have any special mixes? I don't recall off the top. That you just like.
They all just suck. I'm just kidding. I mean, I think first mix I ever put out was like all common tracks. Like I had that was one.
So that's
things.
Like
it's a theme.
A special.
There's a concept
mix.
behind it.
Yeah,
like a theme. Yeah. I added a couple.
And I think that's what we got excited for, because we wanted to show we can do more than just club stuff. Like we did the club stuff just to have something updated, and you never know who you're gonna give it to and all that.
Yeah.
Moving forward, fast forward to today, we talked about. I've brought it up on the pod about how some clubs still ask for a mix.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
And
that's
and
crazy.
it's like it's kind of it's crazy, but in some cases, I guess it makes sense. Like I'm really trying to justify and view how those bookers will see, because in one way of looking at it, they're just saying, "Fuck you, we're good," but we're gonna say give us a mix just so we don't, just to give you that much respect.
Yeah.
Has anyone that you've ever given a mix booked you?
Yeah.
Back in the day,
so,
I remember Joe used to hand them things out like hotcakes.
Well, that was a different day. I remember that. Joe was known for that.
He would walk up to the club with like 10 to 20 stacks in his
Back
hand
pocket, baby.
and just put them in his back pocket. He was handing them to the security guards.
I
And I was just like, man, like,
Yeah.
and like I said, it was a source of marketing. It was a source of content that you had that people can hear who never heard you before, that you can physically hand to somebody. Because now you could just be like, yo, check me out on IG. Okay. The exchange is it's not as personal anymore.
Yeah, I think the crazy part is we all do clubs, and if I give you my resume and what I've done, what I am doing, what I have coming up, and there's respectable names on that resume, why would you ask for a mix?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand that part of it when clubs do that. But if you go overseas, like I know a situation where a DJ had an opportunity to spin at a club overseas. They don't know him, but they're giving him the opportunity because of the relationships, because there's a middle guy that they're cool with. They wanted a mix from this dude, and he was just like, I'm good. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So, in those cases, it's like, what's it to you to make a 30-minute mix?
Right.
Like you open up Ableton, line some shit up, and submit it.
That's what you do?
It's not.
But see, I think that's the downfall about those things, that spots or bookers that are asking for mixes. How do we know that DJ did it live? 9 times out of 10, when's the last time you did a live mix?
No, it's dumb because we're not in front of a crowd. They're not. I mean, they can sit there and imagine a crowd, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, but if it works, like it's obviously, like I just said, it's worked for me.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if she really heard the mix. You know what I mean?
This is recent?
Yeah, This is recent. I don't even know if she heard the mix, but
she just wanted to see if you would send her one.
Yeah, she maybe wanted to see if I knew how to line tracks up. But but yeah, so but I mean, this doesn't have to be all about putting out a mix to get booked. But when I do globalization, you have a little bit more range than, this, Mike. You have a little bit more range than radio.
Yeah.
Terrestrial radio, yeah.
Yeah, so the rules are just, you have this long list of songs and just keep the party vibes.
Yeah.
So I kind of play more, not the same songs every week, but
you're given some guideline to follow.
Yeah, you have your A's, B's, and C's, and
there's some guideline to the records that need to get played for their reasons, and there's also free range to fit whatever you see fit for the mix, as long as the energy is there.
But I would never give those. I mean, I would never, but I wouldn't give that mix to a booker because I don't think it's like represents what I would do in a club. It's just something that sounds good on the radio. You know what I'm saying? The difference.
Do you think you do that because why do you do that?
So, okay, good. I'm glad you asked. So if I were to give you a 30-minute club mix, I'm trying to paint a picture of what 12 a.m. would look like for me, or 12:30 whenever I get on.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a mix full of heaters, 30 minutes of heaters.
Yeah.
And some of them are probably a little older.
Yeah.
But they obviously would still work.
Right.
And I just think there's more thought put into a club situation.
Okay.
Like we quick mix, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna quick mix in a globalization mix because I don't think there's really a need to when you just stick to the script and just play the songs. I'm sure there are guys out there that go in and out, but again, I'm also not making my mixes on turntables, or like I'm not doing it live.
Right.
I'm doing it on Ableton because this is the fastest way. I sit on a plane and I knock out a bunch of mixes.
Right.
So, but I know guys do it live. Maybe that's what they do. But for what I do, that's what works best. That's what saves time.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this. When's the last time you put out a mix just off of GP? No purpose for it. You just felt like doing a mix. And
Probably 14.
you recently put one out, didn't you?
Nah, I just did like, I was just, all right, I made a mix for a girl. And so,
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
What is a magical? Yeah. So, I mean, look, I was this girl I was talking to, and then so I was just like, you know what, like, what are your top 5 artists? And then I got like a list, and then I was like, all right, cool. Like when I get around to like my laptop, I'll go ahead and like put something together. So I got a top 5.
Damn, lucky girl.
And then
I've done that for a girl before.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Talking about.
So I just, I honestly just kind of put those artists in a smart crate, and then from there deleted whatever didn't apply to the situation.
Yeah.
Googled some quotes, looked that up, put the kind of like vibe together.
Yeah.
And then at first I was only going to do the first 5 artists. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, let's just, wherever this takes me, let's see where it goes. Yeah. And so before I knew it, it was like 70 minutes long. And I was like, but what was really funny about that story. It's like getting
lost in a conversation with
them. Facts. Every time I look into your eyes.
Yeah.
But, now I got lost in your eyes.
Hey, well.
No, so when I was making this mix, here's what's really funny. I hit record. It didn't record.
Why?
I did it an hour. It was an hour. The first try was an hour or so long, and I liked the vibe, but there was like a couple things that didn't, like in the moment it was cool. After I really thought about it, I was like, nah. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise that it didn't record, but it was a waste of an hour.
You did it inside Serato?
Yeah, I did it inside Serato and just hit record. And then so I was trying to figure out what the problem was, and then I just reset everything. And surely enough, when I reset everything, the shit fucking worked.
Nice hard
reset.
But
I took it as a blessing in disguise and just...
You did it over again?
I did it over.
Man, listen, this woman is special because he recorded that shit twice.
My man don't got time like that.
Yo, he sure don't.
I don't know how many stores you guys know that Mike owns, but he ain't got time for that shit.
3. But, yeah, and I don't have time.
And he's got belly bucket content.
Bro. Yeah. My man, he's working.
It's a full-time job. Belly Bucket. Follow at Belly Buckets. It's coming soon. There it is. I got the first video coming soon.
There it is.
But, yeah, it was. So I recorded it and I just did it, and I was thinking about this problem. Like, I was like, do I even want to post this? Like, it was kind of just a live mix. Like, not all the transitions I felt were like to full skill set, and I just kind of like went through it. It was middle of the night. Just
now, let me ask you this: if you do post it to the public, does it make it less special for the young lady that...
So that's a great question, because what I did was when I first got it, of course I sent it, and then she said, can I share this?
Oh.
And I was like, do what you want. And at that point,
well, I mean, was it okay? Let me ask you this though. So when she said, can I share it? Was it on some shit like, oh, I want to share it because it's a dope mix and I think people will really like it? Or was it on some shit where she was like,
look at this.
Look, I got some making motherfucking mixes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, I don't really know.
Real.
But what is funny is she told me that, oh, I'm in love with the mix. It's great, this and that. But I gave it to her at a certain time. This is how much of a jerk I am, or how logical I am.
Speak on it.
She tells me, oh my God, I love this mix. I listened to it from front to back. But I sent it at 11:15. And she was telling me this at 12:20, and the mix is 75 minutes. I'm like, how'd you get to the back?
Maybe she was still listening to it at that time. That
I ain't got time for these.
She was texting you, so her
unless she listened at 1.5, my brother.
She's like, yeah. But G Jordan, yeah. Drake, yeah. I get it.
Hey,
but
try to give her the benefit of that.
Yeah. But I felt good. I felt good about the mix. It was just like a cool little something. Like, and I sent it to you guys in the group chat.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, like, look, this is just some shit to drive to. That's what I was thinking about, was just driving to this and like catching a little bit of a vibe. I do a lot of driving, so it felt its purpose. And then I threw it up on the gram that I did this mix, and like, I'm like getting, I probably honestly, and I haven't told anybody this, but like I probably sent it to like 40 or 50 people.
So you might as well just release it.
And
but see, that mix had purpose. But there was a reason why you made that mix.
Yeah, and it turned into a wider thing. And I said, hey, yo, I'm gonna share this a little bit wider than whatever. And she's like, yeah, for sure, go do your thing. But I put it up on Dropbox. Okay. So I didn't care for the stats. I didn't care for whatever. Like, yo, here's a mix.
Yeah,
it's just something that I messed around with.
A humble approach.
Thought about it for in the moments.
Okay.
And whatever happened. And I think those mixes might make a resurgence, like a live mix.
Yeah.
That organic, just raw.
Yeah.
And just this is what it is. One take. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're all as like nitpicky as we could have been before when we were like really layering shit.
Well, I'm curious. It kind of just hit me. So when DJs post mixes on Mixcloud,
yep,
we like up until this point we probably could have just been full of shit the whole time because there probably is a big purpose for these guys to post their mixes. Like it probably means more to them than we think. You know what I mean? Because mixes do get posted. A lot of mixes get posted.
Yeah.
So there's probably more to it than we really know. We just don't have. We're just not printing them out, perhaps. And there's less marketing. Like I've only seen. Like I know Night Train just put out a mix.
Yeah, promoted. The Latin one.
Yeah, and I can't. I want to say there was one other person, maybe Scene, but he also does a podcast. I can't remember, but there was someone else that tried to make a big deal about their mix as well.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a resurgence, or it's really still been popping. It's just not. We just don't. I don't see it on my story.
That's what I'm saying.
My feed.
I don't see it a lot either. Yeah.
I just don't see it much. All I see is like the same like globalization and different Sirius XM channels and podcasts. And I can't really recall the last time I was like, I'm looking for a mix other than when I'm working out.
Yeah.
But this did kind of also come up because I was going through my hard drive and I had a folder with DJ mixes labeled on it. And
I still have those.
It's an older folder, and it has all of our like first stuff.
Jesus.
And it has all the Spin Addicts
Burn that
stuff,
folder.
All the Project Spin Artist podcasts, all of the DJ AM Elton mixes, the Neil Armstrong original mixes, DJ Riz, different AM stuff, Ross One, Steve Wonder.
You got the Spin Bad 90s mix in there?
Huh?
You got the Spin Bad 90s mix in there?
I have that. Yeah. Have that. And it's just like a whole it was like this nostalgic, like, damn, I remember like wanting or like looking for mixes, you know?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that.
We got to give it up to Sprite as well, because for me, I mean, I don't know.
For
me, they were a big deal because that's when EDM was underground.
Yeah.
And then he started doing the 6 times a year mix to stay. So obviously once every other month.
Fire, man.
But he's now on Globalization now.
Same thing with
he's doing a monthly.
Same thing with JCO when he was doing
Super 7.
Super 7s.
Yeah, those were special. We look forward to
those. Those were amazing, man. Shout
Cornerstone.
out to JCO for that.
Cornerstone.
You remember Cornerstone mixtapes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, all that stuff. I mean, hey, maybe we gotta.
I think DJs now probably will make a mix now to show their creativity a little bit more. You know, when you, I guess if you're looking at it, and you can say this is in our experience more so when we're out doing DJing stuff. You know, it's about the quick mixing. It's about just building that energy more now, because a lot of when we talked about this on other earlier podcasts where we said the trick mixing and the tone play and stuff, that stuff is kind of dead. You know, it's making its way out the door now. You only hear that so much now in battles, but I think that's a great platform for DJs to really show that their creativity when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know, and they get on these mixes. So at the end of the day, like I said, I asked to see when's the last time you just like, I just feel like recording, you know what I mean?
Well,
and put something together.
I'd like to encourage DJs to put out theme mixes, something that will get you excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm remembering that feeling of when we will put out our special mixes. But I mean, I definitely encourage you guys to be creative. It doesn't have to be something club related, but just have fun, do something creative. People want to hear stuff that's not in the club. I mean, they go to the club for that, but they want to drive to something else.
Yeah.
So definitely want to encourage, like Miki's doing his I Love You mix.
I did a mix. The last mix I did. The last mix I did was about maybe 2 years ago. And shout out to DJ Gravity. He used to call me the Hook King.
Yeah.
He was like, so I was like, man, I'm gonna make a mix like that. And literally, it's probably like 30, 40 minutes, and it's all hooks.
Where is that?
I'm sorry.
Where is that?
It's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. SoundCloud doesn't block DJ mixes anymore like they used to.
No.
Yeah.
So
they don't flag.
That's probably why Night Train. So that might be part of my question being answered right there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. I mean, if the question is where's the best place to post, seems like there's a nice community on Mixcloud if you're in the DJ or maybe in the industry.
Yeah.
But I'd say Spotify might be the best place because there's so much traffic there already.
Yeah.
So
I
don't post on a Spotify.
You wouldn't take Apple Podcasts over Spotify due to the fact that like you have to have a membership to be on Spotify.
Well, yeah, sure. I didn't even think of Apple, but yeah, and I mean you really should post it anywhere.
Yeah,
you should post it everywer that you possibly can.
Anywhere and everywhere.
It's like releasing a single. You gonna put it on every streaming platform.
Maybe promote one what you call platform.
Right.
But yeah, wherever you guys can post it and get away with it, you can probably get away with it anywhere now, right?
Now?
Yeah, now you can.
Except for Instagram.
Right.
You'll get flagged.
Right.
Instagram.
Even DaBaby got the record. He's with Cole, and they didn't let him post the record.
Oh, I didn't. I posted my my beat a week.
Yeah.
I posted it a couple days ago, and they flagged it, and they said, "Can you tell us why we should post this?" Because it's my fucking track. That's why.
I own the rights
to my record because I did this shit.
Damn.
All right, so I say put out more mixes, DJs.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
good. If we slept on your mix, go ahead and send it to us. No promises. We'll listen to it, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of content for us
What's
to get
too
to.
long? What's too long of a mix?
I say 30 minutes.
That's what I say. My last couple of mixes have been no longer than 40 minutes.
I mean, if it's a passion mix, fucking go as long as you want. But
yeah,
if you're just like trying to get a point across or do something for a club,
30 minutes tops.
Okay.
Because no one's really trying to sit through an hour and a half. I pitched
Dainja an idea that I had for mix and releases and things like that. And I don't really want to like say it out loud what the concept is. Just want
to talk about it. Just want to tease it.
But I do want to bring it that there are creative ways to like release things, and I think if you find that niche or build that platform, which could be the other key, right, to do it in a different way, because the reality is your creative mindset and the way you think as a great DJ versus a good DJ is proprietary, I think. And I think there's value in that, and I think there's ways for you to monetize it. So just finding that, it may not exist today, but I think it's something that can be done tomorrow, later. Not literally tomorrow, but, in the future.
I think it just makes everything about this DJ world game industry just more exciting when you can express yourself like that.
Right.
So I'm definitely with you. I'm on board with you on that.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Good?
On mixes, yeah.
Yeah.
Transitioning out, pun intended. Oh, I thought you were going to hit the trunch. I did this post. I'll bring this up really quickly. This isn't about me, but it is about me. Because I posted this thing that I said, and I think I got to look it up in my archives, but I posted this thing talking about there's a difference between, or it's easy to be a good DJ in today's nightlife climate, and it's difficult or not as easy to be a great DJ,
right?
In my eyes. I want to get your guys' point of view. I think we agree, but I can't speak for you guys, obviously. And I'll real quick summarize what I said. So, it's so easy to be a good DJ in today's nightlife climate. Any of my non-DJ friends could be taught how to download the Rap Caviar playlist, press an air horn, and start the song from the top, from the tinna, in a couple days. But there are not many great DJs out there. DJs just see what they consider to be great, then copy and paste from the songs they play back to back to their sound effect drops to their outfits. You will never be great following someone else's trail. You will only be great when you're willing to risk judgment to create a moment. Great DJs tell stories through the night, build into moments, and create conversation. Only reason I bring this up is because I did get a lot of DJs in my DMs about it. Most of them saying at me.
In their feelings?
A little bit.
In your DM, in their feelings?
But I don't think serious for real, like, you know, but I know there's people who do. I mean, look, if the shoe fits, then wear it. But the reality is, like, I just feel like, and this is just my opinion, you guys can chime in on it. The way in the Hollywood scene, because that's what we're exposed to the most, the demand for a skilled DJ or someone who has a large catalog that dates back to, you know, whatever, like samples and different things like that, things that we used to respect and look at to be creative or move you through different stories and build into moments, like, are far and few in between. Yeah. Versus DJs who kind of just go through that same catalog, and literally you can go, you know, people ask me, oh, how do you find new records and this and that? There's a couple different ways, but a lot of stuff really just pops up on Spotify, or like Rap Caviar being one of them, and the Get Turnt playlist, if you will. Yeah. Like, there's all those different options. And I think, I don't know, man, I just saw so many different guys who are using the exact same air horn, the exact same airplane sound, the exact same, like, tricks, if you will, like vocal tricks, right? And I'm all for inspiration. I'm all for this. But, like, we used to be told, or from our peers, kind of pick up, like, yo, like, yes, observe, see what works, but make it yours. Yeah. Make your style, make your way. And I think there's less of that.
Yeah, it's the popcorn era. Right. That's what we call it. You know, they're popping up right now. DJing is the new fad right now. Celebrities are trying to be DJs. True. Athletes are trying to be DJs, you know. It's the new thing right now. So, of course, everyone wants to jump on the wave, and they want to do it as quickly as possible. Right. So if that means
cookie cut.
Yeah. If I'm going to grab a controller and I'm going to go look at the hot playlist on Spotify or Apple Music, and I'm going to play those tracks. Right. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, I think that comes with every industry. I think the next thing everyone's probably going to jump on is being a comedian, because you have social media. Everyone's trying to be funny and draw that thing. So when that wave starts, we'll go back to us. The you know, everyone that was the popcorn DJ will fall by the waistline, and the rest of us will continue getting our money and, you know, doing what we have been doing for the last decade or so. And, you know, we just have to. It's flattering. I think, you know, you have to look at it as being like, okay, it's flattering that enough that the masses want to pretend like they want to know about this culture or be a part of this culture. You know what I mean? Like, and there are some diamonds in the rough where you get the handful of people that are really want to get down with DJing and want to do this full time, or, you know, even if they're doing it for as a hobby or, you know, a second income, they still respect it and want to know it from front to back, the history, learning how to be different, right. You know, finding ways to be different, and, you know, it's just have to sort those out.
Right. Yeah, to your point, that's just the era we're in. There's a lot of rappers that aren't rappers, but because they've managed to build a big social media following, they're going to rap, because why not? Get some streams, make a little bit extra money on the side. Right. I think a really good example happened on Friday when I was opening for Four Color Zach. And obviously we know him for his creative work, but I don't think I've ever heard him do a club set. I don't know if you guys have.
Once or twice.
Yeah. So we did Tao together, and that room is mostly hip hop. I think they usually want you to open up with something high energy just to get the blood flowing and all that. Yeah. Or I mean, for the headliner, like his first songs.
You think that's a whack ass rule?
I mean, if the people respond to it, why not?
Do people respond to it?
Yeah. Every time I've seen it done at Tao, it's worked. So yeah, Zach gets on and does his thing, and I'm sitting in the booth, and like the way he was in and out of stuff, the story he was telling, the fun he was having, and the songs that he was playing, I would never think to play, or I just like, no, that won't work. But the way he was doing it, like, it really, like, I care so much about this game and this culture and just about this art.
Yeah.
It made me open up my laptop like 45 minutes into his set. He still had it like another hour 15. It made me open up my laptop and just stare at my tracks and my crates and just like, and it was like, you know, when you say, man, I can't do it anymore, I don't have enough energy, or I'm too tired, or the creative juices aren't there. But like, because I was so inspired by his set, I opened up my laptop and I just like figured out like 3 new routines or 3 new things to catch him off guard or just to have fun with in that moment. So like, I'm always trying. And I think DJs, if you really care about your brand, if you really care about leveling up, separating yourself, which we've talked about on this pod a number of times, you need to figure out ways to separate yourselves by doing it through your music. I mean, yeah, you obviously doing it on the gram and all that is key, but do something creative. If you got to, like, I was excited about Four Colors Act set in that moment because all these ideas just started coming out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and it had nothing to do with he did that, I'm gonna take that. You know, like, it was like my ideas were completely different from his, but it sparked something inside. Exactly. So like, I really enjoyed that moment, and I think DJs, maybe they're just not inspired. Maybe they're not going out and hearing inspiring sets, or you know, maybe they're still trying to figure out what they need to do or their sound or whatever. But I just encourage DJs to continue to go out, hear different DJs, and take the time to go hear someone creative, whether it's on the mic or whether it's within their set.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think. I mean, I carry a note. I have a note directed strictly for songs, and or like I have multiple playlists on Spotify where I'll move tracks into there where it's like download later or remember to bring this back or something like that. And it could happen from, you know, listening to other podcasts. It could happen from being out. You know, every time you got to be listening. You just got to kind of be ready to apply it later, you know. And if you're out there and you find a new record, you could actually throw it in your DJcity app, and with the new DJcity desktop app, you can just batch all your music right on there. Have you guys played with that yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, I got to get around to it as well, but it looks crazy. DJcity is always ahead of the game.
I actually just created my own account, so I'm not taking music from you anymore.
Thank you, Jesus.
What, DJcity?
No, I've been using Mike's account for the last 12, 13 years.
Since
DJcity's
2005.
I just never took the time to ask for an account.
You know what's crazy? I think it's still set up to my Spinaddicts account, so I can't ever.
It was when they set mine up. They send it to the Spinaddicts one as well. But I changed the email on it.
Damn, y'all should change that, man.
I should definitely update my email. Yeah, there was something I couldn't recover. My SoundCloud. I couldn't recover my SoundCloud because it was set up to the Spinaddicts account. They're like, send a picture so we know it's you, bro. There's a picture of my cartoon icon. Like, what do you want
me to do? Like,
What? I sent him a picture of my cartoon icon.
Decline.
He said, no, we need a picture of your ID. Like, what do you want to do? Sketch it? Like,
oh man.
But Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, it's nice to have my own thing.
You be getting your own Netflix account next.
Well, I don't really use it because I can't get it on my phone. We have that password issue.
All right, yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll update you.
Yeah, please help me out.
Help me
especially before I go to Asia. That's gonna be handy in Asia.
Gonna need that shit. Yeah, it's tight. No wonder there's like all these other records that are not max downloaded now. I'm just trying to figure out who else got my account.
Yo. Yeah, the ones
I used
that
to
are
think it was Rell.
I want to hit you and be like, yo, who else is downloading?
I'm like, who else is downloading my account?
Well, there's one less. So
there's one less. There's one more download for me.
Shout out to Phenom. I hit Phenom up years ago. I said, hey, bro, what's up with the account, man? Took care of it right on the spot.
All right, well, shit. Shout out to Phenom. And before we head out, beat source stuff, I think we're just going to have to leave it for the next topic. But make sure to go check it out. That's what's more important.
Beatsource.com.
There are multiple phases to this process. And, it's really going to be a game-changing company concept. And
have you guys started to use it yet or looked at it or tried?
I've browsed around. I looked at it. Shout out to the entire Beat Source family. I got to get used to that.
Yeah.
I'm not DJcity fan, even though it's the same stuff. But they hooked us up with some credits.
Yep. I utilized a couple of dollars.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see how it worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I just wanted to see how it worked. Some old school stuff that I didn't have. And I was I forgot about this one.
See, I used to hit you up for my old school stuff.
Yeah, you did.
But now I can go to Beat Source.
My girl would be like, how come Joe only hits you up when he wants music? I say, I don't know, man. At least he hits me up.
At least he knows I'm still alive.
Exactly.
That's fair. I have to start thinking if I hit you up at all.
But I don't take it personal.
All right.
Yeah.
We all busy. We all out
me
here.
and Joe talk every day.
Everybody's got lives.
Sure.
Wait, where my Dodger fans at?
Oh, real quick, can we talk about the Dodgers?
The Crickets. Yeah, that's too.
Hey man, I will say this though. Man. I was really excuse me. I was cheering for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
wanted them to win because I have high hopes of it.
Well, LA's done good for you, so you better cheer for them.
Yeah, I mean,
the city of LA has done good for you. A little love, back. I understand if you don't like the Lakers.
Perhaps.
A little love.
No, yeah,
love for the Dodgers at least. They did you no harm.
No, the Dodgers didn't do me no harm. And I'm not a Laker. I'm a Laker disliker mostly because of the fans.
Yeah.
Than I am the actual team.
Idiots.
All right, well.
But whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, I was hoping for I was rooting for the Dodgers because I was really hoping for, a New York, LA World Series. It would have been dope. I think it would have been dope for both series.
Been a nice sweep for the Yankees. But moving on.
No, I don't think so.
You know what? I don't want to be on this topic too long. But by the time this airs, you would definitely have known.
Who do you guys think is going to go out of
I trust Joe
NL
on this.
At the NL?
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yeah. I think the same thing. Yeah.
Crazy.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for episode 15. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Comment, subscribe.
Repost.
Do
it all of the above.
Add us on the IG stories.
You got any questions?
Yeah.
Shoot them our way.
Yeah.
We 5 more episodes till we do our episode 20 answer questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Episode thing.
I jump into the YouTube comments, Mixcloud comments. As best as I can.
Yep.
To just hit people back. Shout out to DJ Puffy, man. Puffy's been listening to the pod and giving us great feedback on YouTube and on IG. So shout out to Puffy, world champ.
You know what's funny? Not to extend this any longer, but
it's what you
some
do.
of these guys come off real aggressive with their comments, but then when you talk to them like a human, they dial it down.
Every time.
Then they're just like chill. But off the bat, shit's whack. We talk about this forever. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll make a note of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and also.
Bro, I've had people say the wildest things to me on comments.
Really?
Not necessarily the pod, but I
had on the MikiDz show. On the MikiDz show, someone was talking shit in the chat room about our show, and then I said something to him. I don't remember what I said, but it wasn't anything outrageous.
Was it someone we knew?
Huh?
Was it someone we knew?
No, I don't know if you know him, but
you knew the name.
I recognize the name, and then I said something to him. I just said, "Yo, what's good?" On a DM.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and he was just like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to get you booked out here." I'm like, man, you had a different kind of energy like an hour ago.
Hey, man, listen.
What do you say about the show?
If you're going to get smoke,
I don't remember. It was just like 5 years ago. He was just knocking it.
You need that same energy.
On the MikiDz show. I thought you were talking about the podcast.
No, it was live. Whoever was DJing in the mix.
Because he doesn't know we work out, so.
Yeah, right.
You got to follow that
Boxer.
Lifter. New York.
All the above.
Angry.
All the above.
Well. Comment, subscribe, the magical way, and
we're gonna end every show.
We're gonna get this down. All right. Well, it's great to see you guys always here. Anyhow, I think that does it for episode 15.
15.